Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We are aware that every gain for somebody is a loss for somebody else. There are certain positions when it's a win-win situation, but normally it's not. And when I just was studying that the international students are a boon to North America, especially to USA and to Canada, I started thinking that if they are boon for these two countries, for whom they are bane, for whom they are a curse, for whom they are a loss. And evidently, two countries stand out, that is China and India. Would you believe if I would tell you that the national exchequer gained $44.7 billion in USA from the foreign students last year? 44.7 billion. And out of those, 8.1 billion was the contribution by the Indian students, and Chinese contributed 14.9 billion. That is 23 billion these two countries contributed, and the balance, less than 50%, was contributed by the rest of the world. Canada is no less. In 2016, Canada earned $15.4 billion. And in 2017, they earned $17 billion. Apart from that, they got $2 billion as taxes. These are as far the dollar figures are concerned. Now look at the total number. The number of the Indian students in USA has exceeded 200,000. That's a 52% increase in 4 years. And majority of the students are again from India. The largest group is from India. Canada has gained 350% more students as compared to 2014. So 2014 to 2018, 2019 figures are yet to come. There has been an increase of 350% in the number of students. And the total Indian students last year were 1,072,000. Almost 200,000 students. Then anything more welcome for Canada and for USA. That for giving the same education that you give to your students, you gain $44.7 billion for USA and $17 billion for Canada. So the point arises, why the students come here? Do they really come here to study? Yes, some of them do. But for majority of them, this is a way out to escape from India and get immigration as a student to be converted into full-time PR, permanent resident, and then citizenship. As far as education is concerned, now there are two questions. Is the education in India or in China, for that matter, not of that standard which these countries have? Yes and no. These are the two questions. A, for the prestigious institutions like IITs, AIIMS, Institute of Science, their education is of as high a standard as that would be of any good institution. They may not compete with MIT, Harvard, or Wharton, but they are no less. And if they are less, why should the government there not pay attention to increase and improve the quality of education and quality of teaching rather than waste so much of money. With the same money that Indian students spend over here, 44.7 billion is the return. India is spending 8.1 billion. That's an outgo. Similarly, for Canada is almost 9 billion. So 8 and 9 is 17 billion per year. Now, if that money was to be spent in India for the improvement of education, would anybody need to come except for the purpose of getting immigration? I don't think so. And then I look at the students even, they'll spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to come here rather than go get admission in a prestigious university over there. If there's an increase in fee by $1, they go on a rampage and strike. What's happening in JNU now? JNU for the last 2 weeks is in doldrums because their room rent used to be $50 per month. $50. They've increased it to $2 a month, and so there's a rampage. Agitation, strike, holding up the traffic, disturbing the peace of the city. Those people are willing to spend hundreds and thousands to come to Canada and come to USA. No, I don't blame USA and Canada for this. Why should they not? If the people are stupid enough to come here for the shimra of having a better life, then why should these countries not have benefit of that? And that they are having. The tragedy is that neither the society as a whole in India and China, nor the government is paying that attention. As I said earlier, there are 2 ways to fight this problem. A, you can improve the education, and the government of India can ban the students from coming here. But the second way is open the campuses of that university, these universities, the students come in India. Still, these universities will gain because they'll get royalty, a fee. But then there can be one thing, there can be exchange of teachers, but there'll be one thing that we will not be spending almost 20 billion, but we will be spending 3 billion. So they'll still be saving. Secondly, from the environment point of view, if 200,000 students come to Canada and 200,000 students come to USA, that's 400,000 students, 500,000 almost. And they're going to increase every year. The transportation, the airfare, and how much pollution, the carbon emission is there. Would that not be saved? Convert that into the carbon sale and how much the world would gain. Thirdly, the new system needs more education, not in these disciplines where the students come. And that's why even when they come here, they don't study. There have been cases when some students have been ordered to be deported for some reason. And one prime reason was that, for example, one example I remember, a student became a full-time truck driver, not going to the college at all, so he was ordered to be deported. But that was the case where he was caught. The mushroom growth of the colleges here, because of these international students, would have many, many such students. And then the fights that have taken place in Brampton by these students, the unseemly, unhealthy, almost nauseating atmosphere that they create destroys the peace of this country. But the government would turn a blind eye because the shine of the dollars coming in blinds those people and blinds the government as well. Then unemployment is increasing. These students who come here, they work up to 20 hours on full pay and balance of the time on much lower than the minimum wage. So the small unorganized sectors, shops and the restaurants are happy to employ them at $5 an hour or $6 an hour. So who suffers? The community suffers. The government is getting money, the colleges are getting money, but common people are not happy. So the environment problem is there, the carbon emissions. The social and the cultural problems are there, the law and order problem is there, and the loss of money to the countries, the feedstock, I would call it, from where it comes to them. What the government of India should do is A, immediately start clamping on this open system of students coming over here. They should say no. They have got to get certified that they are eligible and they cannot get admission at the same fee in India. If at the same fee for the same discipline they can get admission in India, they should not be permitted to come. I know some people would say that I am talking in regressive terms, but that's the way out. What would happen is that the University Grant Commission can be geared up to ensure higher standards of education. And for that, the teacher exchange programs can be set up. The University Grant Commission should tie up with the leading universities, the Ivy League universities, that the teachers would go and come there. And that has been happening since times immemorial. So the guest lecturers from here can go for a semester, teach, and they can also give the resource material to the teachers over there. And today, in the age of technological advancement, it's not difficult. I have given lessons to the Princeton University on Skype. I was a guest lecturer over there, and on Sikhism, I had to give some talks. So if I can do it, why can't anybody else do it? And why cannot be done at a large scale? So what is required is a pragmatic attitude. I know the India, Canada would suffer, which is my country, economically a lot, but it would gain also. It would gain because those people would come who are really needed, and the employment opportunities for the citizens here would improve, which is for the good of the country. So, what we need is a fresh look, unencumbered by the influence of the filthy lucre. It's not why man lives by the bread alone, and the governments don't survive only by having more money. If that was the case, then these countries would not be suffering. Then these countries would be, and you know, the happiest country in the world are Bhutan and Costa Rica. And they don't indulge in this sort of transactions. As a matter of fact, education, I have written an article that education should be on-demand service. And if Indian authorities and the Chinese authorities start thinking, see how much they would save, and not only in the sense, terms of money, but in the human capital. As majority of the students may be coming only for the economic reasons, but at least there is a sizable minority, at least 15 to 20%, which is extremely capable. And those countries are losing that human capital. With the result that those people come here, are trained, and they get the prizes, Nobel Prize and things like that. And all the inventions and the innovations they bring credit to these countries and a loss to the countries from there they come. So don't we need a fresh look at the whole issue? Don't we think that we have got to ensure that the things are looked at in a better way, in a way that is more practical, that doesn't cause a loss to the nations from where they come, where the human capital is not lost for them, where these countries also can gain by the transfer of knowledge and transfer of expertise by the exchange of the teachers' programs and things like that, rather than inducting and commercializing education. Education should not be commercialized. And this concept of the international students, in fact, is commercializing the students and dehumanizing the very concept of education, because education means to draw out, to educate, to develop your latent qualities. This commercialization doesn't do that. It only has economic impact, is a boon for North America, bane for the countries from where they come. But are the people listening? The lawmakers, the leaders, are they blinded? One party by the money coming in, the other party by sheer complacency. But blinded they are. They are suffering from myopia. And ultimately, the loss of human capital is the biggest loss those countries are facing. Think about it. Thank you.